Imposter syndrome kind of went out the window. Feeling like I couldn't do it went out the window because my mom told me I could. That was my third big loss. I lost my dad. My mom passed 2009. My brother passed in a car accident when I was 13 in 1998. He was 18. I know what life is about and I know how short it can be. I feel like that perspective just allowed me to go into it completely. One party led to another and word of mouth picked up. Joy is something that we create on like a daily basis. I think we actually have to be extremely intentional about making space for that joy. The darkness always ends at some point. Whatever gets you to that sun, there's various methods, but like making space for it.
Welcome to Cake for Dinner. This is not your everyday mom podcast. We laugh, we curse, we tell the truth, and we're here to ditch the perfection culture. Today I'm talking to Jamie Kolnick, founder of Jam with Jamie, but what I'm really interested in is the story behind it. Because this isn't just about music and kids, it's about loss, resilience, and how we turn pain into something meaningful. Jamie, welcome to Cake for Dinner.
Thanks for having me. I love cake for dinner, so this is perfect for me.
Yes. Okay, so I say let's just dive in and start from the beginning.
Okay.
What led you to create Jam with Jamie?
So I will say it definitely wasn't the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up singing, acting, local children's theater, and then my parents told me I needed to get a job.
How dare they?
So annoying. I'm like, you're not just gonna like give me your credit card forever? So overprivileged childhood. And it was like one summer, junior year, and my mom was like, okay, like you did sleepaway camp, you did the teen tour, I did this like summer discovery program, like you need to get a job. Okay, fine. And I was an assistant to a music teacher at a temple in Miami.
Okay.
Called Bet Shara, still there. And that was my first experience like singing alongside a teacher with kids. And I won't lie, like I didn't love having a job.
Yeah.
Like I won't say this was this like aha moment that I was like, oh my gosh, I meant to sing with kids.
Yeah.
But I was like, this could work. Like I could do this for extra money. Like, let's be real. Like I preferred not having a job.
Yeah. But you're like, if I have to have one.
Which I don't think I've actually admitted on a podcast anymore.
I think I felt that way too.
I'm like, all right, fine, mom, like, and dad, like, okay. Meanwhile, I don't even know what money I made that summer, but I'm pretty sure I brought home some sort of paycheck. And I'm like, okay, I'm good at this. Like, I'm really good with kids. Mm-hmm. I like babysat here and there. I'd done a lot of the local children's theater where I loved like coming out in costume after the show and meeting the kids. Mm-hmm. And that was so fun for me to like interact with kids. And then when I went to school at UT Austin.
Okay. And
I studied theater there, which is probably the only reason I got into UT Austin because I did the fine arts track.
Okay.
Hint to any college students that might be wanting to get into UT Austin, just apply to the theater program and you might have a higher chance, and you could always switch
probably
into a different program. Then I went to New York, my second college.
Okay.
After actual college, I created, it really truly felt like another college, which was like filled with music classes and dance classes and theater acting classes, on camera, like live theater. And I was like, okay, mom again was like, you need a job. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, no, I know. So I started working as a waitress at a restaurant. It was really interesting because I was horrible at that. I don't know, like I'm really good with people, but apparently like waiting tables was not my gig. I worked at a boutique and I started working as a music teacher again. And they trained me. There was a place called City Babes.
Okay.
I had Gwyneth Paltrow's kids in my class, wow. Apple and Moses. Mm-hmm. I had Christy Turlington's kid in my class. So like my first introduction to this world. So now we're going from like what I did at that summer camp was like 3 to 6 year olds. Mm-hmm. Now I'm with like babies. And I'm learning alongside incredible musicians and teaching artists at this place in Soho. And I was really good at it. I'm like, okay, I have a knack for this. I love singing. I love acting. I love to interact with families and with kids. And I'm personable and this is fun. And we did like a puppet show in the class. And I was like the lead singer in this band called, oh my God, now I'm forgetting. I don't know, Rock and Roll Babies or something. I'm like forgetting the name.
Okay.
I did a few classes with them. And
it was always for kids.
Always for kids, babies up to like 3 years old. It was like preschool.
So cute.
So like mommy and me style play groups where like people come to this place, City Babes, and you could like drop your kids off at the music class with like your caregiver and go work out and get your nails done as a mom. It was like very like high-end she kind of spot. Or like mom would come with baby and like sit for class or sit for half the class and go to work out and get their nails done. But there was a cafe. It was really nice.
That's a really good idea.
It's a really good idea. I will say it doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
So like maybe it was hard to like figure out like how to keep it profitable. But as like my business sense now might tell me, because brick and mortar is so hard.
Sure.
You're going to have to keep me on track because I will go all over the place. Let's get back. Why did I start Jam with Jamie? My mom said, my late mother, she's passed away. She said, Jamie, I have this opportunity with my friend's daughter's new kid who's turning 1 to do a birthday party. And at this point, I've been teaching classes for a while with City Babes. She's like, do you want to go off on your own? And I'm like, I guess I could. She's like, why don't we like come up with a name? Like, why don't we make this a business? And I said, okay. Like, what are you thinking? And she's like, what about Jam with Jamie?
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, Mom, like, we could do better than that. And she's like, no, Jam with, like, it's good. I'm like, okay, fine. So I had come home from New York and she was sick. She had been battling breast cancer for 14 years at that point, on and off, in and out of remission. And we sat at her like Microsoft laptop and she made me my first business cards and printed them out on like, Adobe cardstock and gave me a bunch. And I was really nervous to do this first party. And I did it. And I like barely knew how to play guitar. Like I played guitar, but not well enough. I was always the girl with the guitar.
Yes.
But like who didn't know, like I just did it. I didn't play it that well and it was fine because my instrument is really my voice.
Okay.
And I did it. And I like got through that first 45 minutes and it was scary.
I'm sure.
Like I was total imposter syndrome. Like everybody in the room hates me. Like I just decided I'm just going to sing to the kids and only stare at the kids and really not make too much eye contact with parents.
But that's a great idea.
Yes, it was.
The kids are going to love it.
The kids loved it.
Right.
And I'm great with parents too, but I just needed to lock in with the kids.
Right.
And that freed me from this imposter syndrome because I felt connected with the kids. And I'm like, well, if I've got them, then I've got it all.
Right.
And then one party led to another and word of mouth picked up and my mom sadly got sicker and my business was picking up and I came home as she was nearing the end of her life and I was with her the last couple months of her life and I had a bunch of parties that were stacked up that I ended up passing along to other friends in the community and everyone stepped up for me and they started taking parties and I really built my community during that time and of other children's musicians. And I'm like, okay, like there's no competition here. Like we're just all here together and actually losing my mom. And that was my third big loss. I lost my dad 2004. My mom passed 2009. My brother passed in a car accident when I was 13 in 1998. He was 18. And so this was my third major loss. And I birthed this new thing called Jam with Jamie. And I had a lot of perspective at that point. So imposter syndrome kind of went out the window. Like me feeling like I couldn't do it went out the window because my mom told me I could. Me caring as much about what other people thought kind of went out the window. Not that I don't care.
But do you think a lot of that came on the back of the loss? So it's like you get not beaten down, but and when you face real tragedy and struggle, you certainly come out on the other end different.
Yeah, I know what life is about, and I know
Right.
how short it can be.
Yeah.
And if we're going to apply ourselves to starting a business, starting a family, whatever it is that you're starting, I feel like that perspective just allowed me to go into it completely in all the way and not doubt what I'm doing.
Right. And so that idea that your mom had really is what we know today as Jam with Jamie, but is not just little parties. So tell me now what it has really become, because now you're having, is it an annual concert?
Yes. Yes. So now, started in New York. Now we're in 9 cities.
Wow.
We have about 80 active performers on the team. So incredible musicians, teaching artists, singers who are across the country doing parties, classes like what I started with at City Babes, like Mommy and Me style, Grown Up and Me play groups. We work with malls, we work with schools, we place teachers in schools, we have curriculum for schools. So we're really entertainment and education for music. And the concert you're talking about is Little Jam Fest, which is what feels like my 5th baby. So Jam with Jamie, my 3 children, and now Little Jam Fest.
It's like putting on a wedding, I would imagine.
It feels like I'm putting on a wedding because we plan it for a year. It's coming up in 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh my gosh, it's right. The emails right now in my inbox are like, my head is going to explode. And I taught 2 music classes this morning and running here. And I'm like, it's a lot, but I also love a lot. I love doing a lot, for better or for worse. And we can get to that. But I am so excited about Little Jam Fest, 3rd annual family music festival, a 1-day event. We're expecting about 400 families.
Wow.
About 35 to 40 brands. Music all day, 2 experiences. So like a more intimate musical experience, and then like a stage experience with local musicians, with Hip Hop Kids, which is a dance troupe that I actually used to be a part of when I was little. Pop-up choir at my kids' school. So my 2 boys will be performing in that.
How old are your kids?
4, 8, and 10.
Wow.
You know, do you see how I have to think about how old they are? I'm like, is he 7? He just turned 8. So they sing "The Apple Doesn't Fall Far from the Tree."
Are all 3 of them musical?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my 4-year-old sings all the time.
Right.
She makes up song like she's a total mini me. She tells me not to look at her. Also, she's like, "Don't look at me. I'm singing to my babies, like my dolls." I'm like, okay.
Did you come from a musical family?
No.
Interesting.
No. My dad loved to sing, and I can like imagine him. He like drove this red Porsche and loved the Beach Boys and all the old time songs. And I just imagine him like singing and tapping on his steering wheel as we're like driving in Miami. He sang all the time and he had a beautiful voice, but he didn't like sing professionally. He was a lawyer.
Right.
But I found out after my dad passed away that he was adopted. He didn't tell any of us. It was like a total secret. Lots of secrets I found out after.
Wow. Did your mom know?
No.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. But
so I wonder if they were musical.
So he had leukemia. He was looking for a blood donor. And I remember he had sent me and Mike, my brother, in to get like a blood test to see if we were a match. At the time, we didn't realize what we just thought we were going to the doctor. But now in retrospect, I'm like, oh, like that's why I went that one time.
Oh, you also didn't know he was sick?
And we didn't know he was sick. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. We didn't know he was sick for like 4 years because Alan had just passed away and he was trying to protect us. I understand all of this now.
Yeah.
I actually held a grudge for a while.
Like
but
very sad and I'm sure like difficult to unpack, but what a dad move.
Yeah, like
at the core of that,
I was
it's
upset
about
about
protection.
it, but it was all about protection.
Yes.
And my mom had been sick on and off, and she was out of remission.
Like he just wore all of that so that you guys wouldn't have to.
Yeah. Yes. And we found out when it was absolutely imperative that we know when he passed a year later. But in his search for a blood donor, he was looking for his parents and looking for blood relatives. And so we found like all this research after he passed away. And apparently like his birth mother went to Juilliard. So I think there is some, and I was like, oh, wow, like this is so cool. Like all my life, like I didn't know.
Started to make a little sense, right?
It made a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
And I'm still honestly making sense of it 16 years later or whatever, however many years.
It's interesting though, as you age and as you get older, you see
20 years later. Oh my God.
Like your view of this, of him holding the secret, I imagine as you age and you have experiences with older kids, your view of it, I'm sure, will ebb and flow and change and, carry on different meaning,
Yeah. And I've gone to a lot of mediums, and I think that's been a part of my healing process, to talk to him about like the secrets and like why did he keep stuff like that from us. But now I truly understand it was protection.
Which is kind of sweet.
Yeah, it is. And he was the best.
Yeah.
He was really the best. And I feel sad that he like had to keep these secrets.
Yeah.
He wasn't even told that he was adopted by his adopted parents. It just wasn't like that back then. It was something.
Some of it is generational.
It's generational.
Yeah.
So I understand why he then grew up feeling like there was something wrong with it. That it then meant, oh, well, these people aren't your family.
You didn't tell your mom.
He didn't tell my mom. I know. That he was sick either.
Right.
So he was secretive. But I think it was in sitting with it for a while. And I know my mom too felt this way because we had a chance to talk about it before she passed, is that he was always her Superman and just the best thing that ever happened to her. And like, she would almost like laugh, like when she found out he was even sick. She's like, you could have been cheating on me for 4 years. Like he was going up to New York to like get treatment. You could have been cheating on me. And like, here you were going to get treatment. I think a lot of his family and friends just felt that way. Like, what the Murray? Like, what is wrong with you? But he was just himself, and it's who he was. It's just who he was. Yeah. And I wish he had a little bit more time to develop and, I don't know, be better communicator, but he unfortunately didn't get that time.
Yeah. Well, he protected and he passed on good genes.
Yes.
Right?
He did.
So let's dig a little into this. So you've spoken a little bit about it. So music certainly played a role in your life personally. How do you lead with that as a parent? Like, is music present in your home at all times? Is your husband into it? Do you feel like it's really like a big part of your house?
I do think so. Actually, I'm not the one that's the DJ in my house.
Oh, interesting.
My husband is the DJ. They actually called him Deej in college. I don't know if that was just a nickname for whatever, but we look at him like the DJ. He is always finding new music and bringing it into our home and like inspiring me to listen to new music too. A lot of alternative emo rock.
Interesting.
Yeah. So my kids are just like super into this like heartfelt, emotional rock.
I feel like
and that's what we're listening to.
Is your house loud?
My house is very loud.
I don't know why I just get that. Like, I feel like it's sensory overload.
Yes, it's a lot.
Which is why you can probably thrive in an environment that's music and kids and things and stuff like, because not everybody can get down with that.
Well, I don't always thrive in my chaotic home environment. I need like breaks. I need to like be like, okay, tap out, Sean, you're in.
Yeah.
And like, but we use music all the time at home to calm down, to start our day, to wind down our day. I really feel like there's a soundtrack. We don't always have time to put it on, but on the good mornings where we're like chipper and I don't have PMS, Sean will put on music
on the good mornings.
I feel like this, like, I don't know, the like Goose is playing recently. Sean's going to see Goose in Austin this weekend. His friend is like celebrating his 40th birthday and they're all going. So Goose has been playing a lot. Goose is a new band for me. They've been around for a
long
while,
time.
but like that's been playing in the morning, sometimes at night. I'm like blanking on everything, but like, just
I love the music. I have reggae playing a lot in the morning, but I grew up on music. My dad too, he would sing a lot, but he's by no means a singer, but I can remember him singing and like the sound of his voice. And we grew up with no money. And somehow my dad, I think he found them in a dumpster, like got these huge speakers, and we had them in our house, and it would be like Bill Withers, Stevie Wonder.
I love that.
And we would wake up and like my dad would just like have music at all times. If you go to his house right now, he has music, and like
I'm playing it while I'm working. Like,
yeah,
I'll usually put on like just like coffee playlists that are like pop soft songs.
yes.
Like, the cover songs.
It really does impact your mood.
It does.
For
like,
sure.
And for my kids too, especially if they're spiraling for any reason, I feel like music will bring them back. Or I'll just be like, what song do you want to listen to? And they'll probably be like, I want to listen to the poop song or the fart song. And I'm like, not a silly song. Pick a different song.
Yeah.
And they'll usually pick one of these emotional songs that Sean
Which
has
is
like,
so good though.
Sean has like, just instilled in their system to like listen to these good heartfelt songs, making them sweet boys that like have feelings. And I love it. I know we love playing music all the time.
On that note, from a nervous system standpoint, what do you see happening in real time when music is working? Like what shifts in kids or parents do you see that?
So I just taught 2 music classes this morning. I have a walkers class, so, the 1 to 2 year olds age range, and then I have a baby class. And I've had some of these kids in my class since they were like in their car seat, couldn't move. And now they're like running amok, picking up my bubble sheen, like tossing magnetiles. So very active group. And when I know what I'm doing is working is when they zone in to the music. And they're not picking up my bubble sheen and chucking it.
And you see that.
And I see the transition. I see, okay, the music's working and now it's a conversation. And we are talking to each other because they're pretty nonverbal through song. And I see, and for the babies, it's like the smiles plastered on their face. I'm like, we're connected. Like, this song. We're talking through whatever I'm singing, if all the raindrops or Old MacDonald, Wheels on the Bus, the top hits.
The top hits.
And they start to do the movements. Or I say, are you ready to jam? Put your hands in the air and say, oh yeah. And they'll like put one hand up. Oh yeah, or like they'll put both hands up. And I'm like, oh yeah, like we are connected. And that's when I know it's making a difference. Families are taking these songs home. They're using it as they're doing their diaper changes. Right. They're using it as a way to get their child up from crawling to standing and walking through songs that we might sing in class. We're going to reach up high and touch the sky. And they're like, I've had parents tell me like, they will use these songs that we're just using through movement in our class, but they'll use it for actual moments. And it's how they then are speaking with their kids at home. Because I feel like something's different than me just talking to a kid like this. They're going to check out a bit more. Or me talking to them like this and then saying, okay, now we're going to sing a song. Are we ready? Okay. Like there's this engagement that then happens when you switch into using music to connect. And I get to see that. I'm very privileged that I get to see that too.
Your job is, and as you describe it, also your face, you're look very happy, and it's a joyful position, really. You're there to entertain and to provide joy and happiness. What happens if your life in that moment isn't joyous and happy? How do you show up then? Because I put on a suit and go to work, and like I can be a little grumpy and hide behind myself a little bit, but you have to literally physically and emotionally be present, I would imagine. So what does that look like? And that's not in the questions, but I'm just curious.
It's a good question. I think as an actor and having all this experience with live theater, I know how to just turn it on. And I guess we can call it my alter ego that when I had a show, I was playing in the Little Mermaid back in my New York days, before kids, before Jam with Jamie. Actually, no, maybe Jam with Jamie started, but I digress. I had been throwing up backstage. I had some sort of stomach bug. And I had to go on stage for like my next scene. And something happened from like being really sick off stage to then going on stage because it was my scene that I was able to snap out of it for those 5 minutes. And once I got off stage, I think I got sick again. And then went back on stage. And there's something that happens too now with classes or performance is that I'm able to turn it on and like keep all of the hard life stuff at the door, whatever's happening in my life, even the emails that just like can tick us off.
Yes.
That will ruminate in. I will come into a class and I see these, parents or caregivers and their babies, and they're so happy to see me. Like, how could I be thinking about the annoying email I just got, or how
It's almost like therapeutic.
it's
right?
therapeutic for me.
When I first started this podcast, my older son is in treatment. And so we were in a really hard phase. And right before one of my interviews, I was crying and like thinking like, how am I possibly going to go out there and like talk to this person, But once I was in the interview, I was enjoying it so much, the connection, that it was a reprieve from my life. So it's just interesting, like how many hats we wear as women and moms, and how we can show up as in our job, but also you're running alongside that as a mom, right? So it's
Absolutely.
it's a wild experience sometimes.
Yeah, and it's therapeutic. Work for me, I started to tap into this for a second. After my mom passed away, especially, I just like delved into work. And it was like in a good way and a bad way.
Yes.
Like it was such a distraction, such an incredible distraction that I did as much as I possibly could until I burnt out and had panic attacks.
Yeah, it can go it can go both ways.
So you can run yourself so deep in it.
Yes.
But I'm all about distractions. I have friends who will hook me up with other friends that have lost a parent or lost a sibling. And it's always like funny when you get that, like, hey, I have another friend who lost their parents. Like, you guys should talk. And whenever like we get together, we're like, hi, welcome to the club, It's like, we'll start to talk about the doing. And then there's a lot of people I've met who really don't want to do anything. And I fully understand and respect that. I've just always been a doer, and sometimes to a fault. But I've enjoyed the distraction, and at least it's like happy business. I mean, any business has its not happy.
But you are legitimately bringing happiness,
yes, in
even
general.
if for that moment,
Yes.
which is
It's
really
just
special.
that things don't always. It's just that things don't always go right.
Well,
right.
Welcome to the planet.
Especially when I'm
welcome to motherhood.
I know,
too.
but training performers who like sleep in and like miss a party. I mean, we've been in business almost 18 years. Like, it's happened.
Sure.
And then I'm rushing someone there, or I've had to go myself, or someone's on a bus to a party in New Jersey. And I was actually at a bachelorette party in the Hamptons as pre-kids. And I get a call, I'm on the bus. I forgot my guitar. I don't have my guitar. I don't know how I forgot my guitar. And I'm like, I don't even remember what I did, but I was so sensitive at the time that I think I started crying, and we were about to like enter the vineyard for this bachelorette party. And I'm like crying. I'm talking to the parent. They're yelling at me. They're so late. Why are they so late? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what to do. I think we ended up like just giving them all their money back. Like, I don't know what happened. The answer is always just give them all their money back and offer a free party. There's always answers.
But that's life and business and motherhood and, all those things.
Yes.
So I want to make sure I don't miss this. I want to do a little rapid fire.
Okay.
So, song that calms you.
Oh. Coldplay songs.
Ooh, good one. Good one.
Like all of them.
Songs you'll never skip.
Nora Jones, Don't Know Why.
Mm. I like Annie Lennox, like hearty. What about music that like gives you either energy or a good escape?
This isn't rapid fire, is it?
Yeah, pick up the pace.
Songs that give me energy.
Or escape.
Shout.
Ooh. Artist you'll love forever.
Oh. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
A good one. Silence or music when overwhelmed?
Silence.
Interesting. So part of this podcast is really about the pivot. You know, I know you might know my story a little bit. Like life doesn't always go the way you want it to go or the way that you think it should go. Has there been a big cake for dinner moment in your life? Like a big moment where shit did not go as planned and you had to pivot?
In my business, I mean, in like my career, I would say I was planning to be on Broadway and I'm not.
And life had other plans.
Life had other plans. I developed nodules when I was teaching baby classes. And I remember needing to take a break, and then I started having kids, and then I just started training other people to go vocal nodules for, you know, those that don't understand. But I had to stop singing so much and find myself more behind the scenes. And that's where I've stayed for a while.
That's interesting because I often say that like if your worth is tied to something that's fleeting, like let's say you're a model, so it's tied to your looks, or you're an athlete and it's tied to your performance, and that thing goes away, people really struggle. So that's just what I thought of, like music and singing was so important to you and going to be your future. So I would imagine that is a huge pivot.
And it's still very hard.
Yeah.
And I'm still singing. I just don't have the vocal range I used to. And when it comes to being on Broadway, it was just like a non-start.
Right.
It was not an option for me anymore to pursue that. But then I got so into this career and having kids that like I truly have everything I wanted.
Right.
But now that some professional opportunities are coming up for singing again, I'm actually considering a surgery. I'm very up in the air about whether or not I want to do it. And I actually like the quality of my voice.
Yes.
And it has texture and it's interesting, but I lose it all the time. Like if I go to dinner and I'm talking over noise, forget it. I lose the next day. I can't get sound out and it'll take me 3 days to come back. So I've been navigating vocal issues for 10 plus years, maybe closer to 20, actually. It may have started around when I was 20. When I started developing a couple autoimmune disorders. So I think it's all tied together.
Sure.
And it's just like a continuation of the health journey that I'm on to see if that's an option that I want to pursue.
But that is definitely a life pivot. Do you think joy is something we find or something we create?
I think joy is something that we create on like a daily basis. I think we actually have to be extremely intentional about making space for that joy too. Starting my day with a transcendental meditation, which I learned with my mom when she was with hospice. Making sure that I'm getting to my workout, putting my phone away when I'm with my kids after school, listening to the song in the car on the way to drop off my kids instead of, yelling. Which could happen if the music isn't on. If we're listening to music, we're typically going to be more joyful.
Yes.
But I really have to, going out for a walk and like in the middle of my intense workday of a million emails and calls and meetings and making space for the walk to find joy. So I think you have to create it very intentionally.
Yeah. I interviewed a woman who had gone through cancer. And then as a result of the cancer, she had to do IVF because once she started chemo, she was no longer going to be able to have kids. And she calls it joy mining. So finding joy like even in those times is sometimes intentional, especially when you're facing life, right? Up against life, whether it be death or loss or in her case, cancer. So I love that concept, joy mining.
I love that too.
Even when you're down low, you can mine. Like she was saying, you just got to dig a little deeper.
And you can actually have a list of things because I think when you're maybe low or having a hard time finding the joy, it could be helpful to just have that list of things that make you happy.
Yeah.
So I have a friend of mine who actually told me to do this. Her name is Hitha Palapu. And she actually would share this list too. She had a list for herself and then a list she gave to her husband, things to do for me when I'm not happy, right?
I feel like you should have that for PMS.
Yeah, like things you could do, like bring me tea in bed, like give me a massage, offer to clean the dishes, like things like that. And then for myself, like I love to bead. So my mom, I have a scholarship foundation in memory of my brother called the Reach for the Stars Foundation. And my mom used to make bracelets that she sold, and the profits went to the foundation. So I have all of her beads.
Oh, wow.
And now we have a fundraiser every year, and that's how we raise most of our money. But I love beading, and I love how it takes you out of your head. So that's on my list. That's one of the things on my list for joy mining.
I love that. So if someone's listening right now and they're in a hard season, grief, overwhelm, just trying to hold it together, what would you want them to know about finding their way back to joy?
I would say just think about the hard times that you've been through, whatever it might be, to gain perspective from it. We are meant to have those dark, hard times for a reason. Like we're all going through them in whatever capacity it is. Maybe it's not death loss.
Right.
Maybe it's job loss. Maybe it's relationship loss. And there's always a sunny side. It always ends.
Right.
The darkness
sun comes out
always ends at some point. Whatever gets you to that sun, there's various methods, whether it be taking that walk, making sure that you make that plan for coffee, reading that book, making that bracelet, the joy mining.
Right.
Maybe it's medicine. Maybe it's therapy.
Yes.
Maybe it's acupuncture, but like making space for it. I think we just really lose ourselves in everything else that we're doing, especially when we have kids.
Yeah.
And like we're always doing for them that we forget, oh wait, like I need to fill my cup too.
Right.
And so I think when you're in that dark place where you're looking for joy, you need to like just really put your oxygen mask on.
Yeah.
And like
you can only give what you have.
And
right?
like think about what it is that's going to fill you up, whatever it is. I have my list. What's yours?
Yeah. I like the list concept. I do sometimes a gratitude list, which is a little bit different, but just like tapping into what I'm grateful for can sort of like help your mindset, be a little more focused on positivity.
Absolutely.
Too. That's one of my joy mining techniques.
I've had that on my list to write a gratitude list.
Sometimes you have to send it to somebody. So if you send me one, I'll send you one back.
Okay, let's do it because I think that I need accountability there.
Yeah.
And I would like start my day with like, okay, 3 things that I'm grateful for to like start your day. And I would do it for like 5 days and then stop.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's all of us. Right?
I know, that's all of us.
If somebody is interested in Jam with Jamie or wants to come to the
Little Jam Fest,
where do they find you? How do they find out more information?
So Jam with Jamie parties, classes, events, jamwithjamie.com. And follow us at Jam with Jamie on Instagram and Little Jam Fest at Little Jam Fest on Instagram and littlejamfest.com May 16th, 12 to 6 p.m. If you're really looking for joy and you have kids, you should come there. That's a great way to find joys. It's like screen-free, fun. Like let's just, remember what life is about and enjoy the music, connect with like cool brands and activities that they're providing, lots of really good food and drink partners that we have coming this year. I'm really excited. We're working super hard and not for nothing. Like this is because we want to provide this Miami experience. It's at University of Miami. So all the Boca fams, not that far, come down to Miami, hang out, be a good time.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
I
for
really
having
enjoyed
me.
it.
Yeah, me too. Thanks.